What's going on, everyone? So we got some updates in regards to the Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Los Angeles Clippers tomorrow. It's a game that the Lakers absolutely must win. We need to get back on track, beat the Clippers. You got the Wizards, close out the month of February strong, go into that grueling March, and let's try to go get to 45 wins. I think if we get around 45 wins, I think that'll put us in that range for the 6th seed. Don't know if it'll guarantee the 6th seed, but the fact that we do have tiebreakers over some of the teams that are ahead of us, that could leapfrog us into that 6th seed. Worst case, I think 45 wins will get you the 7th. I don't think it'd be worse than the 8th, which as long as we get into that spot, I think we'll be in good shape. Obviously, I want to get into the playoffs. I'd like that little extra rest, not have to play an extra game, get ready, geared up for whoever we got to take on in the playoffs. But starts with the Clippers. And good news, Paul George is out for the Clippers against the Lakers, right? Obviously, we'd love to beat the Clippers fully healthy again. We did it once. It'd be nice to do it again. But right now, we can take and use whatever breaks we can get right now as we try to climb the standings here, as we try to move up in this race for the 5th and 6th seed. We're still in striking range. Got a lot of work to do, but we are still in the ballpark. And it starts with getting wins over the Clippers and then the Wizards and so on. But we'll see how this all plays out. But not having Paul George is huge for the Lakers because the Lakers are missing a ton of defensive players. So less guys that we have to worry about on the defensive side of things, the better. Now, as far as updates in regards to Cam Reddish. So per Daniel Starkland, Darvin Ham said Cam Reddish participated in practice today, and they'll see how he feels in the morning before deciding if he can play against the Clippers. Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt have not progressed to on-court work yet. So Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, we have no idea when they're going to return. Gabe Vincent is still, last we heard, slotted for early March to mid-March. Hopefully that's still the trajectory in which he's said to return. Jared Vanderbilt, last game against the Suns, he was on the bench, but in a walking boot. So he's still a long ways away. But Cam Reddish participating in practices before the game against the Phoenix Suns. We saw Cam Reddish kind of getting a workout in, trying to see if he could go before the game. They were precautious about it and said, hey, let's just hold it off. We could really use him against the Clippers, right? Another sizable, big body, defensive guy that we can throw on James Harden. We could throw on Kawhi Leonard. If, a guy like Norman Powell starts going off and getting hot, you could throw him on a Norman Powell. It just gives us that versatility, and it's a step in the right direction for guys coming back. At that point, we'd just be without Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt. Start piecing together and seeing what this team looks like. Start seeing, how can we start looking and getting our rotation locked up and getting everything in order as we make this push for the postseason. Cam Reddish, again, was our best defensive guy for a long time before injury. Even when Jared Vanderbilt came back, right, took Jared Vanderbilt a little while, so we were relying heavily on Cam Reddish. His versatility to defend essentially 1 through 5. Obviously, you don't want him defending like a Jokic or anything like that, but him getting switched on, it's good that he can at least kind of hold his own, make things difficult with his 7'2" wingspan, his athleticism. He has the ability to put the ball on the floor, better offensive player than Jared Vanderbilt has been. And also, the Lakers did a very good job of getting Jared Vanderbilt to be semi-competent on the offensive side. They were actually making him a viable option. If they can do the same thing with Cam Reddish, that would be massive, right? Cam Reddish constantly moving without the ball, constantly not just standing in the corner, right? Use his speed, use his athleticism, use his ability to get to the rim and make the precision pass so that way he could finish around those areas. That would be massive. But this is good news, right? Step in the right direction. Well, time to get into some of the bad news. So Jovan Buha and many others have reported Anthony Davis, upper respiratory illness, did not participate in practice today per the Lakers. This is not good. Right? We need Anthony Davis. I've talked about this heavily. We can replicate and kind of hold our own without LeBron for a game or two. Like, we can survive and weather that storm with, all of our guard play and just guys kind of picking it up. Rui is best at the 4, so he can kind of step in, play the 4, have a bigger game than he's accustomed to when he's playing alongside LeBron, right? Again, we're not a better team without LeBron, but for a game or two, you can survive. Problem is, we have no way to replicate Anthony Davis. We just don't. It's why the only game we've won was that Celtics game, which I think that was more of like the Celtics beating themselves than credit the Lakers. Don't get me wrong. Lakers did a fantastic job. Austin Reeves was spectacular in that game. But the Boston Celtics really bailed us out a lot, right? We had no LeBron, no AD, no real rim protection, and they just decided to take 43s rather than attacking the rim, being aggressive, using their advantages. So, they did us a huge favor, right? Lakers still did their part, but they still did us a huge favor, right? All the other games we've lost without AD, that's because, again, we don't have any rim protection. If the Clippers are smart, they're just going to be aggressive and attack the basket, use guys like Russell Westbrook. Obviously, Zoo is going to have a monster game, which is that's not good. You got to try to contain him. Kawhi Leonard and his ability to kind of get to the rim, Norman Powell. They have all these guys that can just apply rim pressure and score. James Harden even, right? So not having Anthony Davis as that deterrent under the basket, that could be detrimental for the Lakers, right? Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that lock it in, he's out. He very well could play. Maybe he tries and just gives it a go and kind of sees like how does he feel during like shoot around and maybe the first quarter or first half. But there is a real possibility that we're going into this Clippers game and we're not going to have Anthony Davis. And if we don't have Anthony Davis, I'm not saying we can't win. Obviously we can. LeBron James might have to turn back the clock a little bit, go on some heroics. We're going to need other guys to really step up. Jackson Hayes has been solid in many spots. Problem is, we're just going to be very small because we don't have Christian Wood. So your only big man is Jackson Hayes. Maybe the Lakers bring up Colin Castleton and give Colin Castleton some work, give him some minutes. But how much of an impact is he going to have? I mean, it'd be nice if he came in and gave us, 10, 10, and 5 or something with his ability to make plays and stuff and plays a big role and actually has an impact. I would love that if that was the case, but realistically, you're talking about a rookie who has pretty much only played in the G League. He has played some NBA minutes, but it's it's basically been garbage minutes that aren't really against anybody of significance. So, we need AD is the point. So hopefully he can give it a go. He's done a really good job the last year, 2 years of him. I got to just toughen up. I got to play through this. I got to figure this out. But obviously you don't want any, depending on how severe it is, you don't want anything to impact him long term. If you have to, you kind of just take the L and not AD being there. Again, hopefully the Lakers can pull it out. Hopefully the Lakers do win. I'm hoping that they don't just take an L. I'm hoping that we actually pull it out. But it is very frustrating. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think that we can get it done without AD? Do you think, no shot? Are you excited that Cam Reddish could potentially be back? Are you happy that Paul George is out? Personally, definitely Paul George does help us, but there's a big difference between Paul George being out and Anthony Davis being out. I don't know if we're going to be able to weather the storm without AD and ride this. Good that Cam Reddish is going to be back. We need that. We need that defense. We need him to start getting into the swing of things. Hopefully he can stay healthy the rest of the way because he's had moments where he's kind of been in and out all season. Little spurt. Oh, he's out for these few games. Oh, he's back. He's out for a few games. That's also been a trend with him for his career. So that's definitely something. We're going to need it. We're going to need all hands on deck. We need to get as healthy as possible getting into this postseason and going into this run to close out this last 23 games that we have. But it starts with guys got to pick it up, right? If Anthony Davis is out, got to pick it up. Got to play the right way. Got to be aggressive. Just the lack of rebounding, even with Anthony Davis, is a real concern. The Lakers have really made that a point in film sessions and stuff, but Anthony Davis, he's basically our entire rebound, right? He's basically the guy that's getting half of them a game. So without Anthony Davis, rebounding is concerned, defense is a concern because even if we do get Cam Reddish back, that helps. But it's just what does Cam Reddish look like? It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But again, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. That being said, you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.